What's up, family? This is your local motherfucker OG Jugger. Hello, up in this motherfucker. So, a few days ago or whatever, I posted something, and it's about Fisty Cuffs. I was talking to him, and whatever, to get little answers or question and answer type bullshit, da 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 da. Interview, I guess you could say, almost without the interview. But either way, I was sitting around today, and I got a bunch of messages that popped up, and it was Fisty, and he answered some questions because he said that we could do it by phone or whatever and this and that, but if I was going to do it like that, I wanted to figure out a way to record it. But I only do this by phone, so I'm not sure the capabilities of my phone because I ain't really dived into all that, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, he's just moved to like Arizona or whatever because his house had burned down in Kentucky. He's going through, some shit, and plus, working on his music, so he's limited with time. So I was like, well, I feel it's best for me just to send some questions to him on Messenger and let him answer at his leisure, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, he picks the time to fucking answer them. If he don't, whatever, it is what it is. So I sent him 6 questions, and he really gave me awesome answers to where it's going to be more than one part. I'm just going to let you know now. This is the first part. There's going to be possibly 3. But either way, yeah, so much love to Fisty Cuffs and respect. And I appreciate your time. And let's just get into it, shall we? So, like I said, I asked him 6 questions. The 2 of them were just kind of off-wall, clowning around. And 4 of them was about him and his career, etc., etc. So now, I understand that Fisty Cuffs is like a term for like a pugilist, someone that fights all the time. But I also know about the Dave Chappelle Fisty Cuffs sketch. And he's actually quoted that in one of his songs where he's like, turn my headphones up or whatever. So I was curious of where exactly did he get this name or whatever, so that's what I asked him. Where did the name Fisty Cuffs come from, and did you go by any other stage name? And here's what he answered me. And I wrote down everything because the answers are on the phone I'm recording, so I had to write them down so I could read them to you. But this is what he said, word for fucking word. But either way, question, where'd you get the name Fisty Cuffs from? And have you ever went by any other stage name? Fisty answers, I've always been Fisty Cuffs. Never went by anything different in music before. Although, I have used the name Frank E in more recent work. I got the name back in the 90s from the homies I ran with. We were a bunch of kids that liked to hang out at the movies. So the other kids called us the movie crew. We wasn't anything gangster by no means. We never tried to be. But we didn't fuck around either. We stood our ground and protected what was ours. We had a lot of respect around our town because of how we did shit. Kind of don't start no shit, won't be no shit type deal. But if there was some trouble, we'd beat their fucking asses, no doubt. I got in more fights than anyone, hands down. I was the first to step up on some beef shit, and I always looked out for my peeps. My father was in the Navy, so I moved around a lot, growing up in pretty much big cities the whole time. Being the new kid constantly in big city hoods pretty much meant I needed to fight. And I did. So when I grew up and finally had one place to call home, I had no problem beating someone the fuck up if they fuck with my crew. Feel me? That's like a question mark. So I feel you, fucking Fisty. Understand 100%, motherfucker. I fought hundreds of people in that little town. It was fun at times. Anyways, one of my homies called me Fisty Cuffs, and it stuck. I took it to music later in 2000, and been going by that ever since. So, that was a little backstory of why he goes by the name Fisty Cuffs. And I could totally relate to the whole having to fight shit. You know, when I was, burnt or whatever as a baby, and then growing up through, kindergarten all the way pretty much to high school, it kind of cut down a little bit, but it still was there sometimes. But, you'd always have the problem of people fucking with you, because you're different. And, sometimes I would let it blow past a lot of times, but there's a lot of times when it was snap mode, or it was just, I didn't feel like being fucked with that day. And majority of the time, like, I would get into fights at school at least once, 2-3 times a year. Every year. And sometimes it'd be way more than that, but it was at least once or twice. But then, the kids in school kind of recognize, this dude ain't really one to fuck with, because not only was I willing to whoop your ass, I was a fat kid back then, and now I'm living chub life. Don't get me wrong, I ain't saying I'm skinny, but as I got older, I did get skinnier, and then I kind of got fat again, but whatever, that's a different subject. But I understand that fully. I respect that. And as I get into more of his answers to his questions, I grew a lot more respect for him. And I always did to a degree because of his music. But when I got more into him, when I was wanting to do this, I grew respect for him even more, because he does a lot of good things. Like he did water drives for fucking Flint when it was fucking all fucked up, which is still fucked up, I believe, but he was there when it was like really bad, and fucking he sits there, and every winter for the past 2 winters, and I'm not sure if you're going to do it this winter, so I like to update on that. I forgot to ask you about that, but every winter he does charity work, like where from certain month to the certain month, or maybe the whole year round. I'm not sure about that, but every bit of merch he sells, like the CD, if he sells for X amount of dollars goes towards the homeless. And, he'll give them blankets and whatever. It's just dope shit, man. He's a fresh cat. Check him out, Fisty motherfucking Cuffs. I'll put a link in the description of his Facebook. I'll put a link in the description of his motherfucking YouTube page. Like, for real, check the dude out. His music's dope, and he's a really good person. And he also don't take no shit. So that's qualities in a person I really like as just a person. He's got a good heart, but he'll fucking beat your ass if you talk shit. Or whatever, you fuck with him, I guess you could say. But that's it. I don't want to carry on too long. Check out his shit. And I will be back through more, because I asked him, like I said, 6 questions, which 4 of them was pretty much about his career, and 2 was kind of, goofing around. So we still got some more juicy shit to chop up about our brother Fisty Cuffs. Check him out, show him your motherfucking support, and much clown love. Whoop-de-whoop, whoop, motherfucker.
Streets that I'm claiming. Kentucky Wildcat. My face goes straight in. Blood splash from gas.